Yoda brothers, what's up? It's the director. Got ourselves a Color Smash promo incoming, possibly in the next week or so. If you guys are wondering what the Color Smash promo is, basically your Easter promo. If you guys want to check out one of my other videos, my older videos, I did go over why I think this promo is coming out very soon, what to expect, and what we've seen in Madden's past. In this video, I'm kind of looking towards the future. Color Smash gives me a bit of creative freedom on creating custom card art, which we're going to go over with in this video today. So, firstly, let's take a look at this first card here. Austin Ekeler, obviously Chargers bias all over this thing. But no, dude, Austin Ekeler, if there was like a fantasy promo, like a fantasy performers promo, he would definitely be on top of that list. He already has a 93 overall in the game. It might as well not exist because it's a team of the week limited promo, so it doesn't go into power-ups. It's just kind of lame. I'm going to give him a 95 here. One thing that's important is that last season, this promo kind of operated in 3 levels. You had 94s, 95s, 94s, 97s, and 99s for the Masters. So I'm going to kind of follow that formula. I'm going to give the lower tier ones 95s instead of 94s. And obviously we'll have the 97s and 99s as well. So Austin Ekeler would be kind of, one of those set pieces, sort of. Maybe they go into something for a 97, but more than likely the 97s will go into a set to get the 99. But Austin Ekeler, my first decision right here for the Color Smash promo, is one of the best, I would say the best jerseys in the NFL. I think we have to make sure they're represented in the Color Smash promo. But part of me is also secretly hoping that we don't get an Austin Ekeler very soon, because he's one of those guys that if he gets a 98 at some point, he should be able to hit the agility threshold for human joystick. But he's going to be represented here, at least with my prediction of this promo. Next up, we've got Dante Fowler, 95 overall left outside linebacker. I selected Dante Fowler because I feel like he's got the Mutt Force factor. If you guys don't know what the Mutt Force factor is, it's something me and Trumpet Monkey talk about a lot, where a card just performs well over their overall. There's just something in the code that makes Dante Fowler play very well. And he would have pretty good and decent stats on top of that as well. I use an algorithm. I don't just pull these stats out of my butt. I take some time to study and see what he's gotten in the past, kind of guesstimate on what he could get in the future. So Dante Fowler, I have him pegged at 92 speed, 95 excel, 95 finesse move. He would be pretty good because, in my opinion, again, he does have the Mud Force factor. So I like Dante Fowler a lot. He'd be a really good addition, even at 95 overall, for your Rams theme teams. And keep in mind, too, I don't know if Dante Fowler has a power-up item, but I gave him to all of these cards because I truly do believe that if a new card comes out that's good, that doesn't have a power-up item, they should release a power-up item with that card. You know what I mean? I think that'd be like a really fair way to get these power-ups out while making them also relevant in the time that they're dropped. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we get power-ups dropped for cards. Like, let's say, I don't know, we got like a David Johnson or something. I know he already has one, but he only has like a 90 overall on the card. That's not going to do us much good. But Austin Ekeler is a very good example. We got a power-up for him. His best card was a 90. So it doesn't really help me out that much that he got a power. I'm super grateful, but it's not really relevant right now. So if he got one, let's say with this Austin Ekeler, I would have been like, cool, let's freaking go. 96 overall Austin Ekeler all of a sudden with really good speed. That's what I'm all about right there. But I digress. So Dante Fowler, the other 95 right there. Let's keep it moving. We got actually a lot of cards to go through, so I'm going to speed through these a little bit more here. Darius Slayton. This was probably one of my favorite breakout rookie receivers of this last season. He wowed me every time he was on the field. Blazing speed. I think he'd be an awesome Mutt item at a higher overall. Kind of think of your Mecole Hardman, but for the Giants, you know what I mean? Like very, very fast, really decent catching. The route running's a little bit lower, but he's going to be playing the outside mostly, so I feel like he's going to have that decent, breakout speed right there. So 98 speed, man. Can't go wrong with that. I know Giants fans would be happy, but I also made this card to make pretty much everybody happy. If you need a speedy receiver, you look towards Darius Slayton. Let's see, next up, we've got Marcus Davenport. This one was actually requested by you guys. This is an important detail right here, too. Always when I do custom card art, I post a preview of what I'm doing and ask you guys for input. I want you guys to have just as much say as I do in the selection of these cards. I want it to be a community effort. Marcus Davenport's name came up a couple of times, so I decided, let's show him some love. Let's show those Saints fans some love. Make sure he gets a card in the game. It's not only what you guys say, by the way. It's also what I think, but it's like a nice, healthy mixture. So I want you guys to have a voice in this as well. So Marcus Davenport, I think he would play pretty nice. He feels like one of those like low-key, like budget beast items at 90 speed and 90 power move. He's also 6'6", so I think he'd be pretty nasty. I do think Saints fans have like a tender spot in their heart for him because of how highly he was drafted. They're hoping that he pans out really well. So I went ahead and gave him another card here at 95 overall. He was selected for Football Outsiders not too long ago as well. Next up is Micah Hyde. This one was requested, even though I feel like Micah Hyde kind of flies under the radar because he's not that fast, and that turns a lot of people off of the card. He doesn't have great hit power, but what he does have is really good man and zone. So you could probably hit the threshold on both of those, especially if you have a theme team for like the Bills and the Packers. He'd be pretty nice, but again, not the greatest, but not the worst. Next up, Taylor Lewan. I always love it when people request offensive linemen because they don't get a lot of requests. You kind of don't really care as much about them. You want those skill positions, but someone really like Taylor Lewan. I decided to throw him a bone, give him a Taylor Lewan card. 95 strength, 95 awareness, beautiful for tackle. Again, his pass and his run are kind of like all over the place, but with that strength and awareness, I think he would be just fine. Next up, we're getting into the 97s. Adrian Amos, 96 speed, 95 excel, 98 play rec with 95 zone and 90 hit power. This guy always balls out. Like when we talk about MUT Force factor, Adrian Amos has the MUT Force factor. He's really, really good. Obviously, the speed is going to be something that everybody's going to want with him. A lot of people already have Pat Tillman. So if you're looking for like a really solid user at 6 foot, super fast, decent hit power, this would be your guy. Also fits on Bears themed teams too. So I can see him being a very popular item as well. Next up, we've got AJ Green. There have been some guys in the comment section that are like, dude, the Bengals are really hurting this year on their theme team. AJ Green's one of our favorite players currently on the squad, and he hasn't seen an upgrade, since Halloween. Let's give him an upgrade here in Color Smash. Give him some decent speed. I can see his speed being as low as like maybe 90, 91, or 92. I'm going to give him 93 so he stays relevant in head-to-head right now. Give him 99 jumping. Give him crazy good catching, especially that spec catch. He's going to be an absolute beast. One of those reliable targets that you use to convert downs. You know what I mean? Like, AJ Green should be the guy. And at 6'4", he would be pretty nasty as well. Next up, Anthony Barr. You guys are vets of Madden Ultimate Team. You know that Anthony Barr has been a highly requested item every single year that he comes out because he's a really good user at 6'5" with really decent speed. One of the unseen stats you're going to see on this card. It's going to be pretty decent zone coverage too, so you can put him out there, like deep blues and stuff like that. Just leave him out there as a CPU, coverage defender. He'll be just fine. But most people would use him as a user because that combination of height and speed really matters. So Anthony Barr, I saw a lot of Vikings fans looking for a new card. I think this would be the best one. I know you guys want to see, your wide receivers and stuff like that, but I think Anthony Barr is going to be pretty nasty too. Next up, Darius Slay. This is one of the first requests I saw. I was already planning on making this card as well. Brand new addition to the Eagles. You guys needed defensive back so bad. You got these defensive backs. 96 speed, 92 man, 98 zone, 92 press. One of my favorite cornerbacks in the game of Madden. I always run him at nickel in years past because he's just so fast coming off those nickel blitzes. He's going to be really nice. Lions fans are going to be really happy with him as well. He should be a solid item. And you Eagles fans, man, you're also getting LeBlanc pretty soon. So from going from like almost no defensive backs to like some of the best defensive backs, that's got to be a good feeling. Next up, we got Evan Ingram, wanted to represent those tight ends. I figure we're going to get the best vertical threat tight end in the game of football right now out here on the field. 6'3", 94 speed, really decent catching minus the catch in traffic, decent run blocking at 74. I think he's going to turn a lot of people's attention away from like the meta tight ends we have right now because he's so good as a vertical threat. And honestly, he's got the power up. He's got the 94 speed stock. You can get him up to 98, 99 speed depending on your team. He would be amazing. And I think we're in a point right now, the meta shifted to you really want an X factor on one of your tight ends. And I think Evan Ingram would be fantastic in that. Next up, Ezekiel Elliott. Some of you guys are going to be like, but Sage, Ezekiel Elliott's going to get a golden ticket here pretty soon. Doesn't matter. These cards have been slated for a while. They're still going to come out. Not everyone's going to be able to afford a golden ticket. And if you want to go to the route and still get Ezekiel Elliott, you can still pick up his 97, power him up, and still have a good Zeke on your team, even though you can't afford the golden ticket. 93 speed. I was a little generous with that even. I'm hoping it's even a little higher because sometimes they do break their own rule with that, but I gave 93 speed just to make sure he's relevant. 95 break tackle is what gets me excited about Zeke. He's going to be an absolute wrecking ball out there. One of my favorite stats on halfbacks this year, so Cowboys fans get excited. Should be seeing a Zeke here very soon. Next up, Miles Jack. This is probably one of my personal favorite makes of this custom card art, video. I really like the player himself. 94 speed, 92 zone, 91 hit power. I've been waiting for something like this to come out because I think the only one we really have is Ryan Shazier. I like my middle linebackers to be really good in zone coverage. So if I can get somebody like Miles Jack to match up with Ryan Shazier, it's going to be a really good time. I love putting, coming out in Tampa 2, putting my middle linebacker in deep blue, just doing coverage on my own with my my user and letting a guy like Miles Jack man the field as a CPU. So I really like it. He hasn't had an upgrade since like Mutt Heroes so long ago. I think it's going to be a pretty good pickup. Next up, Odell Beckham Jr. This was the most requested custom card art I saw on that thread. I decided we have to do it. Got to make sure we represent what the people want. He hasn't had an upgrade in forever. I wanted to make sure he hit that 95 speed so every single person could get him to 99 speed regardless of theme team. 97 jumping, really good spec catching, really decent route running. He would be fantastic, and honestly kind of shocked to see he hasn't gotten an upgrade in just so long. I think it's time we get OBJ back out there as one of the best wide receivers in Madden Ultimate Team. It'd be nice to see some variety away from like Megatron and Randy Moss and stuff like that in head-to-head. Next up, we're getting into the Masters. So obviously those 97s would go into appropriate sets to get these guys. Cam Newton, again, one of those guys getting a golden ticket here very soon. Decided to still give him the Master because, guys, Cam Newton, he's the best, I think the funnest Madden Ultimate Team quarterback in the game every single year, just because of his, there's not very many players that's ever existed like Cam Newton at quarterback. 6'5", very fast, really powerful arm. He can hit all the thresholds, with chemistries, 99 play action, 96 throw on the run. He's going to be so much fun. Yes, I'm a little overhyped because I think there's a chance he comes to the Chargers, but even outside of that, I think he needs to get a new card in the game. It's got to be one of the best in the game because he's just one of the funnest quarterbacks to run Madden Ultimate Team. I have him pegged as one of the Masters right there. And then lastly, I think the most deserving card in this entire list is going to be Patrick Peterson. The guy is one of the best cornerbacks in the game of football. He hasn't seen an upgrade since like week 2 or 3 of Team of the Week. He needs an upgrade ASAP, and it's got to be a good one. I'm going to say give him a 99 overall, gold 99 with 95 speed, 95 excel, 98 agility, which is a huge stat, 97 man, 94 zone, and 97 press. He's going to be one of the best in the game. Even in a world that we live with, Night Train Lane and Byron Jones, I still want to see Patrick Peterson out there representing his Arizona Cardinals. But there you go, guys. That is my custom card art. If you guys want to be able to chime in on when I'm making this custom card art, hit me up at Kiwi_filmmaker. I'm always put out a preview of when I'm doing this so I can get your guys' input. So make sure you have that bell notification on. I think they have it on Twitter as well to make sure you know when I drop a tweet about custom card art. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. We passed 10,000 subs this last week. We're getting really close to 11,000 already. Really, guys, it's a small amount of time you take to hit that like and bell notification and hit the subscribe button. Really helps me out a lot. So, guys, thank you so much for all of the effort that you've helped me with me growing this channel. So, guys, thank you so much. This has been the Director, and as always, stay frosty. Really stumbled over my words in that last one.